Top 5 phone cameras. You think you know the first place. Are you looking for the best camera phones available worldwide to meet your photographic needs? We've compiled a list of the best camera phones on the market. Do you know the best one? Continue watching our video to find out which device you prefer. But before we begin, if you are tech savvy and enjoy acknowledging the tech gadgets, then go nowhere other than Techque, as we have got it all. So subscribe now, or else you will miss out. Here we begin. Number 5. Google Pixel 6a. Even though the Pixel 6a costs hundreds of dollars less than the Pixel 6 Pro, it's still a strong contender, especially if you want a great camera phone on the cheap. The Pixel 6a lacks a telephoto lens, but it does benefit from computational photography, producing very good images that outperform most comparatively priced phones. The Pixel 6a shares a feature with the flagship Pixel 6 models. They all use the same Tensor processor, so this low-cost device could access the same machine learning powered features as more expensive Google phones. This includes Magic Eraser, a photo editing tool that removes unwanted people and objects from images with a single tap. A Pixel A redesign allows you to reuse distracting objects as well. The Pixel 6a's battery life could be improved, but for a low-cost camera phone, there is only one better option than the Pixel 6a. Number 4. Sony Xperia Pro-I. There's no denying that Sony's position among the best camera phones, but there are a few caveats. We recommend different devices in the lineup depending on where you live. It comes down to price and availability, but both options deliver impressive quality and advanced camera controls. The Xperia Pro-I from Sony is a better choice for users in the United States. Following in the footsteps of the original Xperia Pro, it is assumed the mantle of Sony's professional-grade imaging smartphone. The Xperia Pro-I also has a slightly different design than the brand's other flagships, with the camera array shifted from the corner to the center to allow the massive camera sensor enough room to perform. You'll get a pro-focused camera interface as Sony's pro-focused camera phone. The in-app controls and Zeiss optics feel like they were shaved straight from a full-frame shooter, as does the aperture control. You can access a virtual PASM dial, which the app will explain before you dive in. When you select a mode other than auto, the app display auto focuses, flash, exposure, compensation, and many more options. Surprisingly, Sony's Photo Pro app also insists on using the hardware shutter button rather than a software version. It's unusual to see, let alone require, a physical shutter button on a phone these days. The 16mm equivalent can only punch in up to 24mm before switching lenses to zoom to 50mm and so on. It's similar to how a full-frame camera zoom works, but it feels like an extra step on a smartphone. Number 3. Google Pixel 7 Pro. The Google Pixel 7 Pro is our pick for a camera that you can point to, tap the shutter button, and be confident you'll get a great shot. The Pixel 6 series 50-megapixel GN1 sensor with a large 131-inch sensor returns. Still, with the second year of refinement and the Google Tensor G2 chip, it's better than ever, with fast autofocus, responsive shutter, and the ability to find perfect balance in any lighting condition. Because of the larger sensor and shallow focus pane, most shots with a clear subject in the foreground will have an aesthetically pleasing bokeh around to separate the subject from the background. Of course, Google's computational photography prowess is still present to back up the fantastical sensor, so expect properly balanced shots with stunning HDR even when shooting against direct backlights. And suppose your shot contains any unwanted element such as a trash can in the frame or someone walking into the frame. In that case, Google's Magic Eraser may also be able to remove these unwanted distractions from the background. Of course, it doesn't always work, but it's truly magical when it does. Number 2. iPhone 14 Pro Max. The Apple iPhone 14 Pro Max is one of the best camera phones in the world, with outstanding cameras such as a 48-megapixel primary sensor with a huge 1.9mm pixel, a 12-megapixel 1.8 ultra-wide, and a 12-megapixel telephoto with a 3x optical zoom. Despite not having as many lenses or optical zoom as some of the other phones on our list, the phone's camera setup is excellent. In addition, despite the lack of a dedicated macro lens, the smartphone can take ultra close-up photos. Although iPhones are known for their smooth and stable videos, which we found to be particularly impressive in our tests, the iPhone 14 Pro Max should be able to capture any photo you're looking for. Here, Apple's clever AI optimization is in full swing, with Deep Fusion being used to optimize your photos. In addition, the iPhone 14 Pro Max is a photography powerhouse, thanks to a dedicated action mode, the return of Pro RAW mode, and a fantastic point-and-shoot experience. Number 1. Samsung S2 Ultra. The Samsung 2022 top-end phone is a super powerful mobile, both in terms of camera and most other aspects of its feature set. It has the same camera array as the S21 Ultra, as well as the same massive pixel count and pixel binning for improved low-light performance and 8K video recording. It has a number of new modes and upgraded specs that make it a better choice for photographers. When we tested the S22 Ultra, one feature that stood out was its versatility. We could rely on it to provide whether we needed a wide shot of a big view, getting close for a portrait shot, or wanted to travel far into the distance for a doom shot. The S22 Ultra, like its predecessor, has a massive 10x optical zoom and an incredible 100x digital zoom, but the quality is clear for a longer period of time. Photos taken at 100x are still barely usable, but we discovered that the clarity at 30x on the newer phone is now very impressive. Night photography has also been improved, with warmer tones more appealing than on the S21. Samsung does not have as many camera modes as some other phone manufacturers, but it makes up for its quality. Samsung's portrait mode is excellent, and single take can be very useful for lazy photographers because it allows AI to choose the best shots, though they may not always be to your liking. The S Pen stylus is a significant upgrade over the S21 and the S22 Ultra. What does this have to do for photography? It is great for taking notes and sketching. You can use the stylus as a remote shutter, which we found useful for taking selfies or long exposures while setting a timer. Overall, the S22 is our pick for the top-feeding camera phone, particularly if you prefer Android to Apple. So let us know your choice in the comments below, and if you still need to subscribe, do it now. Take care, and thanks for watching.